Imagine you're on a promising round. The approach is tidy, the horse feels good, and then, on the second line, your hands tighten without you even meaning to. The neck goes short, the horse rushes, and a clear line becomes messy. You feel guilty, flustered, and suddenly your round is chasing your corrections. I see that every weekend, and it's almost always the same quiet habit, a seat and hand that aren't independent.
That's such a familiar picture. The rider thinks they're being proactive, but the timing's off, and the horse learns to anticipate. It breaks rhythm and makes the horse less confident, exactly the opposite of what we want.
Right, and that anticipatory behavior comes from too many corrections layered on top of one another. Today we're going to fix that by training what I call an invisible aid, a clear, single cue that the horse responds to because your seat, legs, and hands are independent and predictable. Before we jump into drills, quick pain point checklist. Lack of independence sabotages timing, it ruins balance during takeoff and landing, and it teaches the horse to brace or speed up instead of listening. If your horse anticipates, rushes, or drops the back on the approach, independence is the first place to look.
And to add, it's not just about keeping hands quiet. Independence affects bascule, the arc they make over a fence, and your ability to influence the last stride. When your pelvis, core, and shoulders move together in the right way, the whole system becomes reliable.
Let's do a very short biomechanics primer, so the drills make sense. Think of your pelvis as the pivot for the horse-rider unit. If your pelvis moves with the horse, your seat can absorb motion and give consistent timing cues. Your core connects pelvis to shoulders. If the core is engaged and stable, your shoulders don't need to clamp the reins to control balance. The desired result, a rider who gives intention, not correction.
In practice, that means 3 separable zones: pelvis for following and absorbing, core for stability and transferring energy, shoulders and hands for subtle direction and soft contact. Train each zone in progressive steps, and you get an invisible aid.
Okay, drill 1, off the horse, the pelvic clock and breath to core. This is a foundational 3-minute routine you can do in your stall or at the barn aisle. Step 1, stand with feet hip width. Place your hands on your pelvic bones and imagine a clock on your pelvis. Tilt to 12 o'clock, then to 6, then 3 and 9, moving very small, slow, controlled amounts. Breathe in as you prepare, breathe out as you stabilize. The goal is landing neutral, not a big range of motion. After 2 minutes on the clock, add breath to core. On the exhale, gently draw the belly button toward the spine for 2 counts, then release 2 counts. Repeat 6 to 8 times. Success looks like a pelvis that stays steady when you lift 1 foot briefly. Your pelvis doesn't roll wildly. The single cue to anchor is soft belly.
Safety note here. This is unmounted work for a reason. Doing it off the horse lets you build proprioception without destabilizing your mount. If anything feels sharp or painful, stop and check your posture. This is about control, not stretching to extremes.
Drill 2, mounted, 2-point balance progression. Time box it to 3 minutes. Start in the walk. Come into a 2-point, light seat, heels down, lengthen your spine. Your goal is to balance through your legs and core, not by gripping with your knees. Begin with 30 seconds of steady breath and feeling. Then take up the trot for 60 seconds, focusing on a soft, elastic leg, no squeezing. Finish with 60 seconds at the sitting trot to feel how your pelvis returns to neutral.
A few technical points. Choose a quiet, well-schooled horse or a safe schoolmaster for this. If your horse is fresh, do a brief warm-up to settle them first. If you struggle to find balance, ask a helper to watch, or use a lunge line so you can focus purely on position without steering.
Success for 2-point looks like quiet legs, an even breath, and the ability to soften the rein without your upper body pitching forward. Anchor cue, light legs. If you find yourself gripping, shorten the time and return to off-horse pelvic clock work. 1 change per week, remember? Drill 3. One hand canter, balance, and follow. This is where the hand learns to follow the shoulder and the neck stays free. Start at the walk. Practice walking with one hand on the wither and the other light on the rein for 30 seconds. Move to canter on a straight line on a quiet horse. 30 seconds each hand. The hand must follow the horse's motion, maintaining a small, steady contact, not flopping or clamping.
Make a safety gait. Only attempt this on a horse that can maintain a steady canter on a straight line. If your horse speeds or loses rhythm, put both hands back and go back to the 2-point. The practical test is that you can hold one rein lightly and keep the canter even for 20 seconds without the horse hollowing or dropping the shoulder.
Hand follows. Practice the walk and trot first if the canter is jumpy. Remember, soft does not mean loose. Maintain steady contact, not slack, and maintain your core connection. Drill 4. Layered half halt with single cue exit. This is about teaching your horse to wait for one small release instead of a string of corrections. On a steady canter track, do a short half halt. Soften the seat and back. Keep legs steady. Give a quiet dampening of the hand for 2 beats. Release slightly for 1 beat. If the horse responds with a calmer stride, reward immediately with the release. Repeat in short chains. Half halt, 1 beat release, ride on.
Technically, layer your aids from inside out. Seat, then core, then rein. Keep the rein that you use for the half halt as a soft following rein, not a parking brake. This prevents you from teaching the horse to brace against your hand.
1 release. And the safety reminder, don't escalate. If the horse doesn't respond after 3 attempts, stop the exercise and return to simpler balance work. No chaining mistakes into speed. Integration test, low poles or very small fences. Use a 3-4 minute session where you ride a simple line over ground poles or a 20-30 centimeter fence. The goal is to see whether your aids are invisible. Does the horse keep rhythm and balance without you tightening? Film the test from the side if you can, or ask someone to hold a phone on a tripod.
Pass-fail checklist. Approach in a balanced canter. Rider maintains independent seat through the line. No reactive hand corrections. Horse keeps rhythm and scope for the small fence. If you see rushing, bracing, or you find yourself applying a string of half halts, that's a fail and a cue to scale back.
If you pass, great. Keep the height low and repeat. If not, film it and send it to your coach before progressing. The whole point is low risk, measurable improvement. Your daily routine is 10 to 12 minutes total. Day sequence I recommend, 2 minutes pelvic clock and breath core, off horse, 3 minutes 2-point progression mounted, 3 minutes one-hand follow work, 2 minutes layered half halt practice, and a short 1 to 2 minute poles integration if your horse and time allow. 1 change per week. Pick the drill you're focusing on and stay disciplined.
Measure progress with the 1-week filmed test. Record the same line and pole setup each week. Look for quieter hands, fewer corrective half halts, and smoother rhythm. Share the clip with a coach for objective feedback before increasing complexity.
A few final safety reminders we can't overstate. Practice off horse first. Only mount these drills on a calm, experienced horse or with a helper, and keep fence heights at poles or very low until your coach signs off. And remember, soft does not mean loose. If you want the principal exercise sheet, short demo clips, and a filming checklist to send to your coach, head over to the show website. There's a downloadable 1-page routine and a step-by-step filming checklist to make your weekly test clear and coach-friendly.
And if you try the 1-week test, film the same line and poles from the same angle so your coach can see real, comparable change. Small, consistent habits beat big overnight fixes every time.
Go to the show site, download the sheet, and pick 1 drill to practice this week. Keep it short, keep it safe, and most of all, have fun riding your horse today, because that's why we do this. Enjoy your ride.